Hi, Tess. Thanks for joining me this afternoon to talk about Catsurveys and Bimfra. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Hello, Dan. Thank you for the invite.
We've recently made an announcement that we've become group companies, so Bimfra and Catsurveys. Just thought it'd be interesting for us to talk a little bit about how Bimfra supports Catsurveys with your digital expertise and just give us a flavour of the skills that Bimfra has got as an organisation.
Bimfra specializes in managing and creating digital output on the world's asset, which includes scan to BIM, underground duty detection, and land surveying data processing, from basic 3D models to BIM compliant levels, feasibility study compilations, and we provide GIS solutions.
So it's quite a wide range of asset-related and software-related deliverables that you're providing to us there. We've invested quite heavily. We've got a leicapegasus 2 Ultimate, an amazing piece of kit really in terms of what it can collect as data on site and the accuracies that it can achieve. We've also invested in Leica GS18Is, so we have the ability to take photographs as well as using them as the standard GPS tool. Actually, I'm having a meeting this morning around where mobilizing more skills and more features in BIM 360 to try and do things more digitally. I suppose I'm really interested from your point of view in terms of if we can collect that data, that digital data, what does it enable you to do? How are we helping you by doing that?
The benefit of digital data is that we can produce from one input many outputs tailored to the project needs. It allows us to build 3D models, develop so-called digital twins of the physical object. Bimfra also developed a tailored GIS and point cloud extraction process, enabling comprehensive information to the network designer team. That solution includes automated processes, triggers, and spatial queries. And just to recap on the Leica GNSS rover, it's a great tool, although it does not substitute the traditional survey method. It can assist the surveyors to capture additional site information or record some inaccessible points. And also it's great because from the recorded imagery, we can assess asset data easily and digitalize it. And on top of this, the BIM 360 enables the better collaboration work between site and office. Within our BIM 360 project team, the communication and the project sharing runs much smoother, and project information is centralized and accessible to all project members, which is really great.
We were talking about digital twins. I think everyone sees that this is a way of the future. It's relatively new at the moment, and the costs of collecting the information and processing the information is significant. I'm not going to say it's expensive as such, because I don't think for the value that you can derive from it, it is. I guess over time, the more that we work in this way, we're going to become more efficient and we're going to be able to do things in a more automated way. The software that we use will become more and more powerful, and I guess the computing power that goes with that. Just thinking about some of the stuff around DNS and the sort of photo side of things. So you're right. I mean, that tailored GIS and point cloud result from the leicapegasus output has been hugely beneficial for us. We've set up a brand new service called Digital Network Surveying for our clients. They've been pretty wowed by it, to be honest. Everyone we've spoken to, a number of key organisations in the telecom industry, and we've had positive feedback on our proposals. And we're now in a position where we're just continuing to do trials for clients and continuing to win new contracts, doing things in a new way. And I think one thing that I never really expected to get out of this approach was we wanted to bring the site to the surveyor. So we wanted to create that environment, and the Bimfra team providing that to us in a GIS platform does that. We always intended to try and reduce the amount of site time, and we've probably reduced that to about 30% of what it previously was, so a 70% reduction in site time. And the other thing that we'd never really thought about, also the environmental impact of our operation. So because we're not going to site so often, the fuel costs of travelling to site, putting vehicles on the road to do that, has been hugely reduced as well. So a lovely spin-off benefit just from a pure environmental perspective. So really, really positive about that. And I think the opportunities to extend that service are also quite interesting and many for us as an organisation. So you can pretty much expect there's going to be more requests coming your way to do that bespoke setup for us.
Happy to hear that.
So thanks for talking us through the detail of the services, Attila. I think it'd be interesting just to do a slightly deeper dive into one of our recent projects. We recently had a highways related project. Just be great if you could give us a sense of how we deployed some of those services specifically onto that really important infrastructure project.
One of the current projects is about underground utility data detection processing and 3D modeling. This is a BIM compliant information, which means the model includes not only geometrical information, but also additional data attached to each asset, such as a utility provider or PES 1 to 8 quality levels.
So we've obviously been out doing that surveying, and I think it's quite interesting when you talk about bringing BIM into that world. How much of your work for us would you say is in that BIM compliant world?
I would say at the moment is less than what we would desire, let's say. So I think we are on the doorstep doing more and more of this BIM compliant modeling, and hopefully the future will bring us more projects like this.
Yeah, and I feel very much the same. We've got a lot of surveyors who pride themselves on the quality of the data that they can collect for clients. And having seen what Bimfra can produce and the way that you can then utilise that in things like clash detection or feeding that into construction and design conversations, I think there's an amazing opportunity there for the market. And I really do hope that things like PAS 128 as a standard continues to develop and drives us in that way. So really appreciate you taking the time to give us some answers to some of these questions and share your experiences, and also give us a bit of an understanding of the services. So thanks very much, Attila, and fingers crossed we get many more projects for us to do some really clever stuff in the world of BIM.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Dan.
Cheers. Thank you.